doing the donuts. Yeah, doing this inside. Will do. Will do. Yeah, my measuring plate. Hold on to it.
Our live coverage of the 300th anniversary parade. We're just working on a few last-minute logistical items, so stand by. The weather is beautiful and the parade is underway from Ward's Corner, so it'll be headed this way. And, thanks for tuning in, and again, it's a gorgeous day and the crowds are out.
And you just, when you did that test thing, he answered that.
Well, but where am I going to get cash? Luna, wait, sit next to Mommy. Let me see this. Here, go sit.
Westboro TV. We will be rebroadcasting this in its entirety throughout September, October, and DVD copies will be available for purchase in the future as soon as we get everything set, post-produced.
Yell and
Check out
scream.
westborotv.org for all your Westboro TV needs. We also are on Facebook.
They're gonna have fun too. It's gonna be memorable.
That's a good seat. That's a nice set.
Kitty, fire some water for Woodland.
Let people know that we will be coming live with the parade. The parade has officially started down on Main Street already, but of course we're in the center of town, and so it will take probably a good 30 to 45 minutes for them to march their way down here. Brian McLaughlin and I from Westboro TV will be giving you a little intro to the parade, so stick with us. You're going to hear a little bit of logistical discussions going on. But any minute now, we will go ahead and get things started and tell you a little bit about the big celebration that's going on. Thanks.
Let me just walk in front of the station. The studio camera here.
Hello, Balloon. How was your day?
get them all up on the screen. I want everything viewable.
Live, Westboro TV, trying to get ready for our live broadcast of Westboro's 300th parade. And the parade is currently at the Country Club, so they're making some pretty good time. And we are going to go ahead and begin our live performance.
Bye.
Well, as the saying goes, everyone loves a parade, and Westboro is about to have a great one to celebrate the 300th anniversary of our town. Welcome, everyone. I'm Karen Henderson, the General Manager of Westboro TV. I'm joined by Brian McLaughlin, the Chairman of the Westboro TV Board of Directors, and we are excited to get things started after many months of preparation on the part of so many people.
Yes, and we're really looking forward to this big event. The center of town has been buzzing all morning.
Busy.
And people have been setting up chairs up and down Main Street. The parade officially begins today, Sunday, September 10th, 2017, at 1 p.m., and it's just a little bit, about 1:15 here in the center of town, and the parade has kicked off. The start is Ward's Corner, where Route 30 and West Main Street split. The entire parade consists of more than 130 units, including floats, marchers, and bands, and they will make their way all the way down Main Street to the corner of Lyman Street, finishing up at Hastings Elementary School.
It's about 2.5. Street Parade Committee has been working on this parade diligently for at least a solid year, preparing an outstanding lineup of participants to mark this milestone celebration for the town. Roberta Brown is the parade chairman, and Renee Hatherley is the parade liaison from the 300th Anniversary Committee. They've been assisted by a large group of volunteers who've been organizing so many of the logistical components of such a large parade. It really has been interesting as they stop by the studio talking about what goes into this. People really wouldn't believe it. But some of the volunteers we want to make sure that we mention include the 300th Steering Committee co-chairman, Paul Horrigan, George Barrett, Dave Crandall, Sally Peterson, Polly Thayer, Peggy Yankee, Bob Uhlman, Marianne O'Connor, Wendy Mickle, Deb Ledoux, and Bill Linane.
Yeah, Karen, we also need to give a big thank you to the Westboro Civic Club for all the help they are giving with a tremendous amount of logistical planning that has gone in to get ready for this great day. We'll see this crew of helpers wearing their red parade t-shirts in and amongst the crowds today.
Now, thanks to the folks at Town Hall, the DPW, and Chief Gordon for all of their help along the way. The parade really couldn't happen without so many people helping out. And can't forget all of the groups who've spent time building floats and pulling together their marching groups. So many of them, they were staging over at the DPW, at the various schools. I saw them building floats, really a great community effort. So it's truly taking a village, our village of Westboro, to bring us this grand parade.
So to kick things off, the parade grand marshal, Lydia Goldblatt, will be front and center as she leads the way down Main Street, joined by another special honoree, Christina Allen, our tricentennial marshal. And we'll share more on Lydia and Chris later in the broadcast. The parade will feature 9 divisions, each one focusing upon an important aspect of our town of Westboro. And the divisions include the Westboro Honors Division, Westboro honors our veterans and military, Westboro thanks our town guardians, Westboro appreciates our educational excellence, Westboro values our business community, Westboro supports our community organizations, Westboro celebrates our diversity. The grand finale, we are so excited to welcome the award-winning Rose Bowl-bound Power and Class of New England, the University of Massachusetts Marching Band.
Yeah, that'll make for a great finish to the parade. And how about that? There were about 9 divisions total that Brian just mentioned. I want to make sure our audio is okay because we just had a little issue here. But it really should be an incredible day. So while we're waiting for the lead group to show up, like I said, I'd been given information that a few minutes ago they were at the Country Club already. I was pretty impressed with that timing. So hopefully we'll see them in the next 10 or 15 minutes or so. But, you know, Brian, Brian's a longtime Westboro guy. So do you have any memories of the 250th?
The 250th. Well, it's funny that you mentioned that. I called my mom this morning and asked if I was alive. I was very young. I wouldn't remember it, so I'm not going to tell you how old I am. But I did get good information that I was at the 250th anniversary parade. And again, I wouldn't know it if you know, unless I saw pictures. But they tell me we were there, and I did take part in the 275th anniversary parade as part of the Explore Post, which will Explore Post 85, which will also be in the parade today. So that parade was great. It's hard to believe that 25 years has gone by. So much has happened in that time. Westboro seems to continue to evolve into one of the greatest communities to live in, to raise your family, to the schools, the public services, police, fire. You know, some of the reasons that a lot of people have moved here and have stayed after all these years. So this is a great day. The weather is great. It's a little warm, but we have a nice breeze here at the town hall.
Right. Couldn't have scripted that up better with the weather. I mean, especially considering, and we should make mention of Florida right now and being hit by Hurricane Irma, which here in 2017, I believe, is one of the biggest, if not the biggest,
on the tails of Hurricane Harvey in Houston, in that area. So
exactly.
I know that we have a lot of transplants from our community to those, and we certainly send our best wishes for a speedy recovery and to get back on your feet. So.
Right. I've seen a couple people. I know there's a table selling baked goods to raise money to help send to some of the hurricane-stricken areas. I just saw somebody walking by with a sign saying to pray for Florida. So we do want to make mention of that. But we're very fortunate today and feel all the more fortunate that we had such a beautiful day for celebrating the town today. It's really lovely. You know, one thing that's interesting, we were talking about the 250th parade, and I want to make sure it's clear that I wasn't at that parade. That'll give you a little. I mean, not to.
Which parade was that?
Yeah, I'm not that old, but a lot of people were at that parade, including Brian. And we're really fortunate at Westboro TV that when we moved into the Avidia Bank building, they were cleaning out the basement there, and there was a box. And in that box were 3 16-millimeter reels from the 250th parade, and we were able to take those and convert them up to today's standards and make a nice electronic version of the 250th parade. There's no audio, so we actually took that parade, of course, was the 250th was in 1967, and we were able to put the Westboro band from the time, the chorus and band from the time, and put that as the music in the background. And that is a really neat treasure to have, and really worked out well that the bank saved that and said, what would we do with this? Well, we'll give it to Westboro TV. It was kind of perfect.
And the color in those old film reels has dramatically stayed just incredible. Very little color correction, and applying today's technology to that original footage wasn't really necessary because they were just stored in the perfect location, the perfect climate for that type of material. And what a great bonus it is for us to have that and to be part of Westboro's historical record.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's available. We've shown it at the Senior Center, at the library. Westboro TV has archived that now, so it'll be great that people will have that, and we hope, this becomes another treasure for future generations to look back on. We're going to try to get as many faces and landmarks and all as we can today. Westboro TV, just to give you a little sense, has cameras at the beginning of the parade. We've got cameras down here at Town Hall. We've got a camera in the lead truck, which will be coming through trailing the birthday cake for the town. So we're really trying to get a lot of different aspects of the parade today and a lot of the faces of Westboro. I know even in the 250th, people really looked back and were able to find themselves or their parents or grandparents, and that was kind of a neat thing about getting that. So we'll be trying to capture a lot of that today as well.
In addition, you're going to be seeing some select shots from we're going to broadcast live the entire parade, but in our future broadcasts we'll be able to edit in the shots from the different cameras that we've employed around town. So if you think you're missing something, tune in later, and as I said earlier, there will be DVDs available for purchase of the entire parade. And again, we'll be broadcasting this as much as we can because it's such a big deal. The 300th anniversary of Westboro, and the committee's been planning since they've been planning all year.
Exactly.
So, it's been quite an effort, and we really appreciate all the. And this is volunteer time too. This is not paid time, and they've done a great job. And it's the logistics alone are just staggering. So.
Right, absolutely. And when you consider that we also have had other events going on for the 300th anniversary. So there was a wonderful family fun day that was held over at Lake Chauncey on the property there. So many families out for that day-long set of activities. There were bands, and then it ended with fireworks over Chauncey, which were incredible. So that was a great day. And there have been all sorts of different events leading up to today. There have been architectural walks. There have been presentations by the Historical Society. Lots of different things going on at the 1717 shop.
Oh, yeah.
And really just a host of really great community building events for people. A lot of the different organizations in town have offered up special events this year through their organization to recognize the 300th. So the Community Land Trust, the Rotary, and the Civic Club have been participants in all of these different events and really bringing the whole community together to make for some wonderful events this 300th year of Westboro.
So we have about 130 floats, activities, or people, groups, as they say, marching in the parade. And what we're going to do throughout the course of the parade, they're going to stop. Those that are performing will be stopping here in the center of town, and will perform for the crowd at the town hall with the town hall as a backdrop. And we will also have selected interviews with various people throughout the day. So they'll be talking about their organization, their cause, their float, and it's going to be quite interesting. So stick around.
I haven't got an update on where they're at this point. So it's 1:25. We expect to see them probably in the next 15 minutes or so. It really was neat driving down Main Street today. I'm sure people will remember in years to come as people started setting out their chairs and tents and grills. The town has really made it a day-long celebration. And to see that developing this morning and the excitement kind of building was really, really neat driving down Main Street and seeing all that. And the roads are full right now of people waiting for this parade to come down. So it'll be interesting. At some point we'll get a number, I'm sure, from Al Gordon just to see what their estimate is as to the number of people who are watching the parade. Never mind the number of people marching in it. I mean,
and what's the forecast? About 10,000 people?
They've been planning on 10,000. I would be surprised if it isn't more than that, just from the sheer length and knowing how many people were out there. You know, we're at population right now about 18,000 in Westboro. So hopefully everybody is down here. It's the place to be. It's exciting. Lots of smiles. Lots of vendors selling all their parade gear, balloons, lots of flags. It looks really neat.
Sure does.
And Town Hall looks beautiful, which is nice. You know, they worked hard to do that renovation, and we're sitting right across from it. Just gorgeous. It's a gorgeous building. Really fortunate.
And right across the street, the Ford building is just started undergoing its complete overhaul. And we do have some video and the engineers and architects talking about it at westborotv.org. There's just an update as recently as this week showing some of the construction and work that's ongoing. And it's quite extensive. So all the school committee, police department, town offices, they're all at their temporary location until, what is it, next end of next year, I think?
They were targeting end of next year. We'll see. There has been a lot of work done. We did get to do the walkthrough. Brian knows all about being in there because he went to school there, right?
Yeah, I went to school. It was the original, was it the second high school, I think? But it was originally Westboro High School, and then over the years it changed into different things. And when I was in school here in Westboro, it was the 6th grade back in the 70s, I think it was. And then I believe they added kindergarten for a period of time, and then all those grades moved out, and then it became municipal offices and police station for the longest time. So, but it's a great old building, and was in badly need of some work, and they're doing it. And we'll be able to broadcast meetings and various things from there through Westboro TV, as we do through the town hall. So, but it's quite, again, if you walk past it, you can see that it's cordoned off. There's piles of dirt and debris and dumpsters, and the Explorer Post has had to make some temporary accommodations because of the safety issues and keeping it fenced off. So even if you just walk down the sidewalk on West Main Street, you can see that it's quite extensive. So
it was great. I actually, in addition to the walkthrough that Tim did to just see where things are renovation-wise, I got a chance to walk through with two of Westboro's finest, with Dexter Blois and John Arnold, and they gave me a few stories about going to high school there. They were in high school there. I think it was 56 and 61. But my apologies if I got the wrong years for them. But they had some old stories to tell, and it was really neat for them to point out all the different rooms and who was where, and the cafeteria opening up into the gym and the dances they had. And so we haven't put that out yet on Westboro TV, but we'll be there, and that's a nice piece of history to capture also.
Absolutely.
And it's about time for those police to get their new space, because they were really sorely in need of that.
We're getting a signal. So we just got word from Bob Uhlman that the parade is making its way down towards St. Luke's, and we can barely see that because there's a few beautiful trees obscuring the way, but
that's right.
We do see it starting.
But you know what I hear? I can hear it, Brian, and the reason we can hear it is because it's going to be led by the Harley Davidsons.
Oh.
So you're going to have them kind of clearing the way, making a little bit of noise for the folks to get excited as the parade begins. It's going. So also just to note, in case anybody's watching from home, the other thing we have is the birthday cake that many people who are in Westboro have seen around town for pretty much the past year. It's been making appearances all over the place. Happy 300th Westboro. Westboro TV actually has affixed a 360-degree camera to that cake. And so it's pretty cool. You have a 360-degree view from the top of the cake. We're calling it the cake cam, all the way through the parade. And we thought that would be neat so people could join in on Facebook. We're at Westboro TV on Facebook, or you can look at the Westboro 300 site on Facebook for anyone who does that, and be able to get a 360-degree view all the way down Main Street. You know, one of the things from having the 250th footage is every once in a while there was a little bit of a shot of some of the different buildings downtown, and it's really neat to look back 50 years and see the buildings and be able to see what the landscape looked like and some of the changes that have happened since then. So we really wanted something that would give us a view all the way down Main Street of the houses, the architecture, not to mention all the people lining the road. So I think it'll be a really great piece for us to have even after the fact.
And by and large, it really hasn't changed a whole lot, other than we even go back a little more of Westboro's history with the building that's next to our studio, the old Westboro Savings Bank, then Avidia Bank, that was recently finished over the past couple of years, and that was designed to be like the building that was originally there, as far as I know.
Right. Right, yeah, they had the building that was originally there was replaced by, people might remember, kind of a white stucco building with some blue and awnings, I think. And when they tore that down, they completely gutted it, removed that entire building, and when they rebuilt, the architect rebuilt it according to, except for one extra floor, what it looked like in the original building. So it's kind of neat that we've reverted back to some history. You don't usually get that, a little bit in the other direction, but they've really done a lot to try to beautify downtown. For people who haven't been back, there's a lot of there's flower boxes out that were all donated privately and full of flowers. The garden club has been instrumental in helping make that happen. And with the new town hall and just a few nice features, all the new lamps that are in town, really making the downtown area look beautiful.
Right. If there's one thing you can say about Westboro, in addition to the great public services and public employees that we have, it's the volunteer base of people that are just so involved and do such wonderful things for our community. So can't say enough about what they do. And even our own Westboro TV people, we have volunteers we have our staff, and they put this all together for us, and through no small effort as well. So
absolutely,
we're hearing the motorcycles.
I'm going to recognize some of our staff before we actually have that. We've got Tim Novak, who works with us. We've got Aiden Horrigan. We've got Cam Maluski. We've got James Somerville, who is in the truck coming through, who does a high school student who does some work for us. And Brian and myself, obviously, and our entire board of directors, who are really supportive and great to work with. So thanks to those guys for their efforts as well. And you might be able to hear them, but here they come.
Okay.
All righty. Started 300th anniversary parade.
Got this? Oh. So this is the Wooster chapter of the Harvey Owners Group. It's a group of Harley-Davidson motorcycle riding enthusiasts sponsored by Sheldon's Harley-Davidson in Auburn, Mass. So I think we're looking at about between 5 and 20 motorcycles.
Yeah, neat stuff.
Nice day for a motorcycle ride, I'll tell you.
All right, great. Slowly but surely, here comes the cake.
And that cake has been all over town over the past.
Cake has been all over
all
town.
summer.
Very visible, very visible. It's been really neat, actually, getting some excitement around the 300th. No, I'm okay. Okay.
Boy, it's nice and quiet after those Harleys went by.
I know, exactly.
Kind of refreshing. The cake's approaching. And again, Karen, the weather couldn't have been more perfect for today.
It's beautiful, really beautiful. It's warm, but not too warm. Let's see the cake, talk about that for a minute, and then right behind that, we are going to be listening to the Westboro High School Marching Band, and we are excited for them to perform in front of us, kind of the first performance of the parade, which is absolutely appropriate to welcome us to this parade. And here they come. Here comes the cake. I like the addition on the cake of the sparkling, finally, the sparkling candles. We've been wanting those candles to sparkle all year. Here they are.
So the camera is actually on the cake itself. Is that correct?
The 360 camera is up on the very top little tiny thing you see up there is our 360 cam. I cannot believe how tiny that 360 cam is, but there it is, and the footage from that should be really, really neat. We've got Dave Crandall, giving a wave to Dave, who is driving the cake down the road. Hopefully, real quick, I'm gonna get Talia in here real quick if we can. All right, great. I should be on. So Talia Bidar has gone to a few of our Westboro TV camps. She is a pro at announcing and anchoring, and we are so thrilled to have you doing our interviews today. Talia, how's it going so far?
It's going great. I love interviewing everyone because it's just so fun to see different people's opinions.
Was it amazing at the beginning of the parade?
Yeah, we got to see every single flow and interview everyone, and you really got to meet everyone.
That's awesome, Talia. Tell me what grade you're in.
I'm in 6th grade now.
And what school are you at?
Mill Pond.
Mill Pond School. We love it. I'd love for you to get out there and get some more interviews. So keep finding those people and ask them how it's going. Sound good, Talia?
Yep.
Thanks so much. Give it a little wave. There we go.
So
There's Talia, our junior Westboro TV interviewer. Thanks, Talia.
So passing us now, Karen, is the Westboro 300th Anniversary Committee and Grand Parade Committee.
Yeah. Yep. All right, great. Yeah, the committee, we had Irene Hatherley, Renee, of course, Deb Schraddick, Michelle Conway, Nancy Strecker, Paula Matthew, Roberta Brown, Dave Crandall, Deb Ledoux, Leslie, Wendy Mickle, Marianne O'Connor, Peggy O'Neill Favreau, Nancy Perkins, Lois Tepner, and then our Grand Parade members, just saying hi to me here, was Sally Peterson, Polly Thayer, and Peggy Yankee. But joining us here at our table is Neil Feldman, who is head of the Westboro Fine Arts Association, Education Association.
Yep.
It's a lot of words in there. And he is going to talk to us a little bit about the Westboro High School Marching Band, although we're going to wait and listen to them first.
Okay.
They need to be farther down. Oh, that was just awesome. So awesome. All right, great. Let's hear a little bit about them from Neil. Neil, talk to us about the Ranger Marching Band.
So it's grades 9 through 12. It's an extracurricular activity. So these kids are doing this because they want to do it, not because they have to. There's over 70 kids involved this year, which is bigger than it has been for a while. And the most exciting thing for me this year is these are brand new uniforms. This is their debut. Well, yesterday at the halftime show was the debut, but they're really their debut in front of the whole Westboro community.
Right.
Took a couple years to get them done from the initial conception of bringing new uniforms in, but this year's juniors and seniors this year's freshmen and sophomores are younger than the old band uniforms. So some of the kids were wearing uniforms that predated them.
It's great. It's great. And, of course, the band is under the direction of Evan Doyle with assistance from Evan Cadavieco, who's done some work for us before at Westboro TV. And the color guard was instructed by Avery Doyle. I wanted to mention that this year's drum majors were Greta Feldman and Emma Martin. So, and they're just fantastic. Just now, we had Lydia Goldblatt going by us. And Lydia, of course, is the Grand Marshal.
Sure, Lydia Goldblatt. She's the Grand Marshal for the Westboro 300th Anniversary Grand Parade. Lydia was selected for this honor by the 300th Anniversary Committee for her many years of service to our town. Lydia served on both the school committee, finance committee, and was a 13-year member of the Board of Selectmen, as well as being involved in youth baseball, softball, and school parent groups. Lydia chaired the September 11th 10th Anniversary Committee.
All right, great. And then we had Chris Allen, who serves as the Tricentennial Marshal for Westborough's 300th. The Anniversary Committee selected Chris for that honor and special recognition of her noteworthy dedication to the preservation of our town's history and for her role in educating our citizens, both young and old. Chris's service to the town includes her work on the Land Trust, as well as several town committees, the Historical Society, Girl Scouts, and 12 years as Selectmen. And of course, she authored the historical record of Westborough's history, On the Beaten Path. Following that, we had the Historical Society members.
Yeah, since 1889, the Westboro Historical Society has preserved and celebrated the town's rich history. Collections at the Society's headquarters on 13 Parkland Street tell the story of Westboro, from a farm settlement in the 1700s to an industrial leader in the 1800s to a vibrant and diverse community today. Society members are dressed in period clothing to celebrate Westboro's 300 years as the 100th town in Massachusetts.
That's great. And I'll get back to it in a minute because we did have the Rice family go by, and I want to get back to them in 1 second because they're kind of speaking of history and all, an important family to the town. But I want to catch up with the parade. They're moving pretty fast right now. So we had the selectmen go by. Our current selectmen are Denny Drury, Denzel, Lee Emery, George Barrett, Ian Johnson, and Bruce Treader. They were walking with Dan's Jeep. I believe town manager Jim Malloy was with them, as well as current town moderator John Arnold, and Joseph Harrington, Joe Harrington, of course, who was our former town moderator. John Arnold served on the Finance Committee for 8 years and also on the Library Trustee for 15 years and has held elected or appointed positions in Westboro and Massachusetts government, get this, since 1975. Pretty amazing. And Brian, of course, you remember Joe Harrington and his contributions. He moved his family to Westboro in 1973 after working in a nuclear research lab near Vienna, Austria, and it didn't take long for him to become involved in the town, active in Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts, and volunteering his time with his sons and other boys. Served on the Town Advisory Finance Committee with his sons, served on the Finance Committee and was elected town moderator in 1990, a post he served until just a couple of years ago in 2014.
Let me jump in here. Passing the center of town now is our Lieutenant Governor, Karen Polito.
There's Karen.
And our Congressman Joe McGovern. I'm sorry, Jim McGovern. Joe, Jim.
Aiden, get this camera set up.
And passing in front now is the U.S. Marine Corps Color Guard. And I believe Lieutenant Governor Polito is going to stop up here and say a few words.
Get you real quick. Just a question or two. Step right up. How you doing? Hi, good to see you.
Thanks.
Hi, it's great to see you. So we're going to just take a moment to say hi to our Lieutenant Governor, who, of course, years ago now, it was a lot of years ago now, right, was our representative, and we're so happy you made it to the parade. How's it going so far?
I am so honored to be here. Westboro looks beautiful today, and so many of the town's people and families are lined up and down this route, and it's a real celebration of what makes a community so strong and special. Having had the opportunity to represent Westboro for many years, and to see it today really shining is exceptional. I do a lot of work in our communities across our Commonwealth now, and what makes a strong community are its great schools, jobs and opportunities, and a safe and healthy community, and all of that Westboro celebrates at its 300th birthday today. I just want to say thank you to the parade committee and all the volunteers who did a wonderful job planning for this day, and it really is a great opportunity for people to come together, mark the moment, and really express their appreciation for a community like Westboro being so special.
It's so great. So nice of you to stop by.
I'm so happy to see many friends.
I don't want to slow you down too much,
and
but
Joy,
thank you so much
for having me.
And thank you for being here, Karen. That's our Lieutenant Governor, Karen Polito, who just joined us. What a treat that was.
We just had
great for her to be here.
Veterans.
Yeah, we don't want to miss the veterans.
These guys. This is what it's all about, folks.
Got the whole veterans military section of the parade happening right now, and just so great to see so many of those familiar faces. We had the 25th Marine Regimental Honor Guard that started things off. That was followed by the Westboro VFW Honor Guard. And then we had a vehicle carrying 4 division honorees Gerald Rosen, Robert Sylvester, and James Wilworth.
And then a division honoree, Bill Carr, just passed us. William Bill Carr served in the United States Marine Corps as well as the USMC Reserve. Bill was a former Westboro High School football coach who remains an active volunteer in his Westboro community. And you see Bill walking around all over town, and what a great guy.
All right,
they are moving fast.
I know they are moving fast.
There's daughter Izzy right now.
There we go. We've got the Gold Star mothers, Rita Lee and Diane Sullivan. Diane Sullivan, her husband Robert, and their children, Stephen, Aaron, and Shauna, have lived in Westboro since 1972. And their son, Special Agent Stephen Sullivan, U.S. Department and Navy veteran, was killed in Mosul, Iraq on September 19th, 2005, and is missed every day. And Rita Lee and her husband Frank moved to Westboro in 1957 and owned Lee Funeral Home on Church Street. Their children Vincent and Pam graduated from Westboro High, and Lieutenant Vincent Lee was sadly killed in Vietnam and received the Silver Star and Purple Heart.
And not only Special Agent Steve Sullivan, who is a good friend of mine, and we went to high school together, not only was a U.S. Navy veteran, but he was also a U.S. Marine Corps veteran. And then he went on to work as a diplomatic security guard for the State Department, where he was tragically killed in Iraq. So a long time ago. So
nice to honor them today.
Absolutely.
Right now we're being entertained by the Waltham American Legion Marching Band that was founded in 1946 by Dot Hill, performed throughout New England, most of the 50 states, as well as internationally, and led by drum major Bob Cronin and music director John O'Toole. Great performance.
Yeah.
All right. Great showing in the Veterans Division here with a lot of people. We've got some military vehicles here from Collings Foundation Tank and Half Track, and some National Guard vehicles. I'm going to go back for a minute because the parade was coming at us fast and furious, but I really want to recognize some of these veterans. There was a car that went by earlier with Gerald Rosen, Bob Sylvester, and Jim Wilworth. I just want to go back and talk about them for a moment. Gerald Rosen enlisted in the U.S. Navy in January 1943 and served as a flight engineer and tail gunner in the new Seaplane Squadron. He was involved in the entire battles for the Philippines, which included flights from Manila to Formosa and the Chinese coastland. Gerald Rosen was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross twice, the Air Medal twice, as well as the Philippine Presidential Unit Citation. Jerry took discharge at UCLA. Bob Sylvester, lifelong resident of Westboro, Mass., graduate of Westboro High School, and a generous supporter of all the major activities in Westboro, including St. Luke's Church, Knights of Columbus, Westboro Senior Center, Westboro Athletic Support Association, WASA, and many others. Bob enlisted in the U.S. Army in December '59, served in Germany and the U.S., and was honorably discharged in December '62 after 3 years of service to his country. And then lastly, Jim Wilworth, while a student at Boston College in the early 50s, signed up for the Rotc program, where he was groomed for the Army Field Artillery. Upon graduation, Jim continued in the U.S. Marine Corps with military training. He was promoted to sergeant and then to lieutenant second grade. With the Korean War and promotions to first lieutenant, Jim became the base motor transportation officer, as well as the legal representative for those under his command. With over 3 years of active duty and earning the National Defense Service Medal, Korean Service Medal, and the UN Service Medal, First Lieutenant James Wilworth was given an honorable discharge at South Boston Navy Yard in February of 1962. So just wanted to make sure that we recognized our various veterans that had walked by and all the service that they've given. Look at all those years of service. You know, Westboro does a great job with our veterans.
Absolutely.
So many nice events. Westboro TV gets to cover them. And I love that so many in the community come out to participate in those. It's really great to see, whether it's Veterans Day, Memorial Day. People are just so appreciative, and we really feel like know how to honor our veterans here in Westboro.
Okay, this is some interesting stuff coming up. So these are some military vehicles, some National Guard vehicles, Jeeps, deuce and a halfs, tanks, half tracks. Making its way towards the town hall is the tank. And that's Denny Drury up top.
There we go.
Our selectmen and Vietnam veterans, who's also very active with our Veterans Committee.
That's great. Denny, maybe Denny will give us a wave.
Yeah. You don't see that too often.
No, you don't. That's really
Tank rolling
neat.
through the streets of Westboro.
That's right. Like, we'll get a good view of that from the camera up on our roof. Got a nice roof cam.
And these are some more deuce and a halves making their way by.
It's really great. So many of them with signs, 300th Westboro, a happy birthday. And we got a little bit of a sign of things to come here that is going to be exciting to people.
Now approaching is the Aspet Marine Junior ROTC Marching Group. The mission of the AVMC JROTC is to inspire the next generation of leaders to be involved in the community, to promote genuine feeling of citizenship, and to respect themselves and others. So good for them. That's them right there. Don't think we got that. That's where we are now. Well, this is the Endzone Militia coming up.
Exactly.
Okay, so did they switch the order on us?
They must have done that. You know, things happen along the way. While we're waiting, I want to go back. There was another group that I wanted to recognize. The Westboro VFW Honor Guard went zipping by, and that Honor Guard is represented by Commander William Harris, Senior Vice Commander Ray Fitzgerald, Quartermaster Ronald Perry, and Honor Guard member Jim Crispin. And I believe among those groups, I also saw a Board of Director member for us, John Gallina, who has also served proudly.
And making its way towards the town hall and our viewing stand is the New England Endzone Militia, assembled by Captain Jeffrey Campbell in 1998. The Endzone Militia includes reenactors from most of the New England states, and they are regularly seen at Revolution soccer games and Patriots games. You should have could have used them the other night.
Exactly. Just to note, this past January, or is it February now?
Well, they're gonna fire. So.
The Patriots did indeed win the Super Bowl, February 2017.
Yeah, it was in the news.
Make sure. It was. I think people will know that. But years from now, they can remember it was during our 300th year.
They didn't lead the entire game.
Here we go with the Endzone Militia from the New England Patriots. Cheapers, creepers. How about that? That'll make you shake. Wow. They're assembled by Captain Jeffrey Campbell in 1998. The Endzone Militia includes reenactors from most of the New England states, and they're regularly seen at the soccer games, as Brian mentioned a minute ago.
And just passing is the Buffalo Soldiers. The Buffalo Soldiers Heritage is a nonprofit educational organization which provides a living history of the military. Our troops wear replica uniforms from 1866, the period after the Civil War, when the U.S. Army was reorganized to include troops of color. That's interesting. This may be also the Marine Junior RTC marching group.
Yeah, I think maybe they were out of order before. I think that's the that might be the Assabet Marine Junior Rotc group. Do you think?
I think maybe there's two parts of it.
I think. And here coming up right now, we have the Canton American Legion Band. It's a community band that performs parades and concerts in Eastern Mass, playing traditional band music for all kinds of patriotic events in the area.
Following the Canton American Legion Band is veteran Bob McGoldrick from the Green Thumb. Bob McGoldrick, a fighter pilot and instructor in World War II, flew P-51 Mustang fighter planes. Upon returning home, Bob earned a degree in horticulture from the Stockbridge School of Agriculture. Bob founded the Green Thumb business in 1950, where he has continued to work for 67 years in a 3-generation family-owned
Wow, how about that,
business by the business. Wow.
That's great. This is great. All right, we're going to go right into another band here, which is great. This next group is what is being called the Division of Town Guardians. Town Guardians starts with the Boston Firemen's Band. It's a military-style marching band originally formed as the Boston Fire Department Marching Band in 1936. Was reformed in '65 as the Boston Firemen's Band, and they help community like Westboro celebrate civic and patriotic events. That was great.
And next up is Westboro Fire Department, past chiefs, Jim Parker. Going behind him, Westboro Police Department, past chiefs, Harry Shepard and Glenn Parker. That's Glenn right there, in black, Firebird, and former Chief Shepard, the 442. Nice looking car.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him in a long time.
We're going to have all sorts of Westboro police cars and fire trucks that hopefully aren't needed today, participating in the parade here. They look beautiful. Of course, they're in their new fire department, somewhat new within the past 2 years maybe, that the fire department was, fire station was taken down and completely rebuilt on a piece of property adjacent to their old piece of property on Milk Street. It's beautiful in there. We use the meeting room quite a bit. We've got the Woodland String Band coming now, I believe.
Wooster pipe and drum. Yep, Wooster pipe and drum.
It's a pipe and drum band composed of officers from the area police departments. bagpipes, impressive. We like that. The two Irishmen here, like that. And we've got an anti-fire engine driven by Dave Romano.
Dave Romano's a longtime fire captain, firefighter for the town of Westboro. I got to say, between probably 30 and 40 years Dave served, and Dave's just one of those nicest people you can ever meet kind of guys. Absolutely.
It's great.
And he's had that truck for some time, and I believe he's done most of the restoration himself, but he's really proud of it.
And it's a 1959 Hirsch fire truck went by. Getting ready for another string band that's coming here down the road.
Give this a second before.
Yep, don't you worry. They're marching our way. You can't miss them, really. Once they're here, you'll know they're here. Got a little bit of color.
I'm going to do a little preview on this. This is the Woodland String Band Mummers. And the Woodland String Band from Philadelphia has been part of the annual Mummers Parade since 1926. The Woodland Band competes annually in the Mummers Parade, where in 2017 they placed 4th with the Brazilian Carnival theme. All I can say is it's got to be hot in those costumes.
I agree with you. We got a beautiful day, but if you've got those costumes on, you're warm. But they look fantastic. I'm sure everybody's been enjoying this. Look at that.
My kids and I have seen these guys a few times, and they just absolutely find them incredibly funny.
Gotta move up. Gotta move up. Gotta move up.
Maybe that's their thing.
Just really fun. Neat and colorful. That's great. We got the Mass State Police Museum has put in a couple of vintage cruisers. Hear the old siren. The State Police Museum promotes the heritage and history of the Massachusetts State Police, the first in the nation. Those are neat to see, huh?
Yeah.
Looks like that front one is from 1951.
Wow.
And the second one looks like it's from perhaps 78. That would make sense to me.
Okay, coming up.
You're going to love this.
These are the Hallamore Clydesdale Hitch. Clydesdale Hitch is owned by the Hallamore Corporation, established in 1898. These heavy horses, used for transportation and communication, originated in Scotland and were introduced into this country in 1879. The horses each weigh about 2,200 pounds and stand 18.5 hands high. And has white feet with handsome white feathers known as stockings. They are finally known as the Gentle Giants. Look at that, wow.
Come on over.
Fire service in the fire service post in the country. That is a 1972 Chevrolet step van, and it's still in operation. Look at that. It's amazing.
Really neat.
And this is one of their newer vehicles coming up. These are all high school kids, volunteers, and a few adult volunteers.
All right, the parade has been really awesome so far, but you are in for a real treat right now. I'm so excited to be joined, Brian and I, by Chet Harris, who is joining us here at the bandstand to talk about the Aleppo Shriners Division. And I'm going to let Chet introduce it and let us know what goes on here, Chet.
Thank you, Karen. Great to be here. What a wonderful day for a parade. Wow, wow, wow. It's just absolutely great. The fellows that you see up front here are what we call the Temple Guard. They're a good group, one of the original groups that were here, founded back in 1950. I think it's 100,000.
Wow. Yep.
So, and we have shrine clubs, believe it or not, Mexico, Dominican Republic. Geez, I forget where else. I think there's one in Hawaii as well. But they're not shrine centers, but they're shrine clubs, they're shriners, and they're not big enough to support a shrine center. We have our own building in which we have a number of events. We have our circus in April during the school vacation, which runs for about 5 days, I think it is. And that keeps everybody busy, everybody happy, keeps them out of mischief, you know what I mean, Karen?
Perfect, I do.
That's it.
So tell me this, what's the kind of main form of fundraising for you?
We have a large building. We rent it out on weekends for different shows that are there, home show, antique show, things like that. So, and this isn't the only parade that a lot of these units appear in. A lot of them, 2, 3 units, sometimes 1 unit in different parades. They use it as a fundraiser.
Sure.
To maintain all of the equipment that you see here. They transport it, they maintain it, replace it, whatever else is necessary. So they're really active, and fundraising is a very important part. Awareness is the other thing, that people get to know what Aleppo is and what they do and what the Shriners do for the most part.
Sure. And of course they have those telltale fez hats
That's
on,
the fez,
right? It's not
that's
a hat.
right. Since we have the, not the hats, they're fezzes. Since we have the Arabic theme, which was adopted way back in the 1880s, we wear the fez. This is the Cape Cod Fire Brigade. Jack Grant, that you see over here, past potentate. He founded the unit in 2002. Again, they maintain all of their equipment. They own all of their equipment. They transport it all. So they need trailers, they need trucks on their own.
Sure.
When they come up, it's probably a $40, $50 bill for gas.
Wow, wow.
So they're concerned with raising funds on other side parades. And here comes a group. This was the original group that I was in, the original unit that I was in when I first came into the Shriners. The clowns, and everybody loves the clowns, particularly the kids. And look at them all. Look at them.
Absolutely.
We've got this and the train, which is great.
It's a lot of fun earlier today when I was in the studio, and the entire group was making their way in the reverse direction to get to the beginning of the parade. The crowd was loving that. It was like a little preview before the parade started.
I rode up from the parking area to here, and I saw the enthusiasm, and of course the crowds even that early.
Right.
So it was really great.
A neat little treat for them before things started.
They saw 2 parades.
Exactly.
2 parades.
Exactly. It was so cute. They were driving
That's
around.
That's what they get for sitting down here.
That's right. Beeping their horns. I think one of them just said hi to my son sitting over there. Gave him a high five. It's making him very happy.
Yep. That's Hightower.
That's
Hightower.
On his stilts.
He's in training. He wants to do the marathon on stilts.
Wow.
Good luck.
So that's what I say too. But he's working on it. Persevering.
Can you imagine?
That's absolutely great.
That's awesome.
Lined up here to do their, I call it street acrobatics. It's really precision drill is the cycle unit. They came into existence back in 1982. So some of these units are not 100 years old, so on. They're fairly new.
Sure.
A lot of the younger fellows that are coming into the shrine like to participate in these things here with the cycles and all. When you get to be at my stage in life, you just like to look at them go by. But look what they do. They really do some great work. A lot of practice with it. They have a lot of fun.
Here they come.
Yeah, Dave Iannelli's the captain, the fellow in the front there. And they do a lot of side parades, too, to maintain the cycles. Not only to maintain them, but to buy them.
Wow.
And generally, like today, they drive the bikes to the parade. But if the weather isn't too good or if it's too great a distance, they put them on trailers. So that's another thing that we have is a number of trailers that we maintain to move the equipment around.
Sure.
And you need it.
Absolutely.
How else are you going to get from here to there? You know?
Absolutely.
And here's another
That's
fun
great.
group. This group is only about, actually they came into existence this year. They call themselves the Drifters.
Love it.
And kids love it because they see the action.
Absolutely.
Going up and down, winding around.
Look at how fun.
That's it. One of them is, a couple of them are this one, like this one that we see right now, is what they call the custom carts. They came into existence a year ago.
Oh, really
and you can
fun.
tell the young guys love to be
oh, yeah.
going up and down and fast and weaving in and out. Away they go.
We got the teddy bear with the fez on.
Oh.
Teddy bear there with the fez.
Whatever it is to get a laugh, that's what
right.
they do.
Oh, the kids have
Look
to be
at this
loving
stuff.
that.
Yeah.
I hope our photographer is getting some of the pictures of the kids' faces because they certainly all smiles.
Oh, that's it. Waving.
Look at that.
They're all happy. Just
awesome.
Look at them. They're all in awe here. They're looking. What's next? What's next? Look at the way he's going around. That's Rob Johnson. He puts these together, believe it or not.
Really?
Really.
Well,
he comes all the way down from New Hampshire.
I'm
So
and to have to
he's,
contact him because I'm sure my 12-year-old son will want one now.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Exactly. And that's one of the vehicles we get some of our guys to parade. Now we have the mini haulers.
That is hysterical.
The mini haulers came into being in 2011. And look at these. I mean, they're really replicas of little tiny trucks.
That's awesome. Get everybody with their cameras taking pictures. Everybody
Sure.
loves it.
Oh,
Everybody
that's great.
loves it.
Well,
Look at that guy being dragged over there.
Yep, he's got a teddy bear with a fez on it. Absolutely. We get a lot of kids along. Can I have a ride? Can I have a ride? I said, listen, if you're good, ask Santa Claus for one. Maybe you'll get one. I'll say that to your son, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless he's too old for that.
Don't tell him that. He's not too old.
Okay.
I'm sure I'm going to
won't say a word.
be answering a lot of
say a word.
questions about these later. Oh, it's really cute.
But they really do a nice job. Now, they've put all of these together on their own. They own them. They transport them. So each of them has to have a truck. They have to have a trailer. So there's that expense
A lot of
involved.
dedication.
A lot of dedication, a lot of time. But they love to get out and do it. And it's great publicity for the shrine to make people aware of who we are, where we are, and what we do.
Absolutely. And supporting
all,
those hospitals and all of those kids.
It's absolutely amazing. The cost is over $1 million a day to support the hospitals.
Wow. Wow.
And every one of them, no mortgages on any of them. When we put up a building, we're free and clear at the end, which is absolutely great. So that's the Shriners. We were tickled pink to be here. Now, do you refer to it as the Parade Grande or the Grand Parade?
The Grand Parade is what they've been calling it.
That
and we
great.
loved having you. We've been hearing about this highlight for months now, so it was awesome to get to see it and great to get to talk to you.
Well, thank you for everything. I worked very closely with some of the committee members. They did a great job. They accommodated us. We told them what we wanted. And they get a little hesitant when we say this and that, we need this and that. And I said, listen, just tell us where to go, where you want us.
And we'll be
we
there.
travel like a turtle.
I love
That's
it. I love it. Well,
That's
that was
it.
perfect. That went so well, and it was great to talk to you,
Wonderful.
Chet Paris
Thank
from
you
the
so
Aleppo Shriners. Really appreciate it. Have a
Thank
great
you so
rest of your
much.
afternoon.
Thank you, Karen.
Enjoy the rest of
Thank
it.
you.
And Brian.
It was great, Brian.
And be
Take
careful
care.
stepping
Enjoy the day.
down.
I will.
I want you
And I'll give
to
you back
stumble
your-
there. Thank you so much. Good rest of your day. Thanks.
All right, we're moving into the Westboro appreciates our educational excellence. So,
What? I don't.
what?
And there's my son. I did not expect Miles Henderson to be leading the parade,
Wow, look
but
at him.
there he is.
So is this Amber Bach? And
You
who's
got
with-
it.
Is that Miss Spinney with her?
I think that maybe it is Charlotte Spinney. I love that.
I had Miss
I
Spinney in
love
high
it.
school.
She's an amazing woman,
Amazing
isn't
teacher,
she?
amazing person.
I'm telling you, and Amber Bach has been doing such a great job for the district. So to have the two of them together.
Just don't get caught chewing gum with Miss Spinney. She was zero tolerance.
I love it. I
but
love
she was
it.
great.
All right, we've got the Westboro High School Athletics group here, created by current junior Bethany Woodcock and displaying current sports athletes of the Rangers. Look at them all. Let's go Rangers. I think they've got some spirit. A lot of wins. Our football team won yesterday, 17-0 in their opener.
Wow.
The girls soccer, boys soccer, both with a couple of wins to start the year. So cross country and golf going strong. Field hockey. It's been a good fall season so far.
And coming up, the Boy Scouts and the Cub Scouts. Adventure awaits with the Boy Scouts in Westboro. Discover the great outdoors while learning leadership and valuable life skills. Come join the fun. Sponsored by Westboro's Pack 33, Pack 100, Troop 382, Troop 100, and Adventure Crew. Look at all these young lads.
Loving that. Just had one of the parade sponsors, George Barrett, go by. I don't know if he'll come over and join us for an interview.
He's going to hobble up here.
He's going to hobble over. And we'll get a comment or two. He's been up and down the parade route, so maybe we can get a little...
Let's get him before he passes away.
Careful. Oh, boy. He'll like that comment.
George, step up, bud.
Hi, how are you?
Be careful. We're doing great. We're joined by George Barrett, current selectman and parade aficionado. George, how is it going so far today?
It's going great, and there's an awful lot more parade to go.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we have a lot of parade left to go. The crowd is enormous.
The
UMass marching band, I just put them in place.
Come on, so they haven't started yet.
They have
and
not started
finale,
yet, but they're our finale, and
so
we've got a long way to go.
We're at 2:23, and they have not quite started yet.
Yep, so we said 3, and we'll be just about that area.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's been amazing down here.
Good, I'm glad.
And
how's the cake cam working?
Cake cam has been amazing.
Outstanding.
Check that out on Facebook. I love it.
I will.
So
my wife in Florida is riding out the hurricane, watching it on live stream, so thank you for doing that.
We are all our prayers to Florida.
Awesome.
The hurricane.
I gotta get my thing out of the way. Thanks,
it's great
guys.
to see you, George. Thanks for all you've done. Careful now.
Now in the center, we have the high altitude jump rope team. The high altitude jump rope team competes nationally and is also a demo team for the American Heart Association. So this ought to be something.
You know, some of these groups...
Are these kids from Westboro?
They're, I don't believe they are. They're 12 to 18-year-olds. I don't believe they're Westboro kids. I think they're coming in from outside, and they come to a lot of the schools and get the kids to do a little jump rope for heart to raise money for the American Heart Association. And I know my children, as they've gone through the schools, have participated and really have a lot of fun with it. But they're pretty incredible. Watch these kids. Their age is 12 to 18. Think about this. Here we go.
You were thinking about joining this group, weren't you, Kim?
I was not going to do that at my age. Boy, so they've been doing a lot of jump roping if they're jump roping down that entire route. Think about that for a minute. We've got Wooster Sound and Lights coming by. Look at this. That's amazing. Got the pipe organ playing.
Wow.
Wooster Sound and Lights owns the world's largest American-built working band organ. They acquired the unit 20 years ago. A dozen bass pipes have been added, and the largest bass stop pipe in the new array is a whopping 16 feet in length and has been professionally metered to fit in the height of the trailer. Pretty amazing. All right, up next, I think we have Girl Scouts coming. The Girl Scouts of Westboro was established as a unit in 1919 and is celebrating 98 years in town. What a great float. Take a look at that. Today, their membership boasts almost 300 girls, 282 girls, actively involved in camping, hiking, and community service, and many have achieved the highest award in Girl Scouting, the Gold Award. And, you know, down at Westboro TV, so many of them come in to finish up their Gold Awards because a piece of that always includes making sure that whatever it is you've been working on gets out to the community. And what better way than by coming down to Westboro TV and making sure we make some kind of video out of it and get it out for the community to see.
And I know that they really, really love doing that.
They do, and they're great girls. They're silver awards and they're gold awards. Judy Wilczynski has been so involved in that over the years and in Westboro TV and makes that connection between the two groups, and it's been great to have them.
Okay, passing by now is Miss Tonya's nursery school. Miss Tonya's nursery school's float depicts the way the children learn, explore, discover, create, and grow with a diverse curriculum in art, science, math, reading, and writing. Stole that from me.
Oh, good. Yeah, there's a few Miss Tonya's nursery schools, preschools around town. We've got downtown in Longmeadow, and so many of the kids start their education there before they move on to the Westboro public schools. All right, so I think that we have coming up now the Clowning for Kids Foundation, which was formed in 2008. The world runs on laughter, and they hope that their art of clowning, together with their love and laughter, bring genuine smiles to children of all ages. So here comes Clowning for Kids and their Clownmobile, this bus that they're bringing along.
All right, coming up next is, I'm going to take this one, the Hastings Parents Group. Hastings Parents Group is a group of volunteers who raise money through various activities in the school to support our school's enrichment programs. And, you know, the theme for Hastings is Purple Day.
There you go. It's been for years and years and years now.
I remember going to the very first I was in the very first kindergarten class at Hastings when it opened.
What year was that, Brian?
That was 1971.
Oh,
so
nice, nice.
I remember like it was yesterday.
And that's the Hastings Hawk, which I believe is a new mascot. Yeah. Yes, all the elementary schools now have mascots as they come by, I'll tell you. But what a great school Hastings is.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a great leadership over there, and the teachers are amazing. It's always great. Westboro TV gets in there a lot. We're able to film a lot of the things going on over there. Very active. We got David French Music coming by right now. David French Music Company is a proud supporter of music education in Westboro. Second generation business is owned by Westboro residents Eric and Michelle French. They were started in 1987 and celebrating 30 years in Westboro this year. Their marching band is comprised of employees and friends of the company. We just had Best Buddies go by. I want to give a nice shout out to the Best Buddies group. The Best Buddies Club at Westboro High School is a group of students who get together. We did a special on them last year. There's regular ed students, there's special ed students, form amazing relationships, and they received the 2017 National Outstanding Chapter Award, and they promote a message of inclusion and friendship.
Now passing through is Fales Parents Group. The Annie E. Fales Elementary School Parent Group is involved in activities that enhance the school's rich learning environment. The group sponsors enrichment programs and funds special classroom project. Fales is being represented by the Cox family today. Great work on their part.
Right. We've got Trevor Stiltwalker, and the Games Man is a certified new games leader, cooperative play specialist, and professional stillwalker. He's performed in over 6,600 events throughout New England and voted Best Children's Entertainer in Western Mass. And this next group, holding their signs and waving to us, we got Maureen Ambrosino from the library.
Go ahead.
The Westboro Public Library was established in 1773 as a private library in the back of Breck Parkman, I should know this, I live in the Parkman house. Breck Parkman store. How about that? Private library in the back of his store. It moved to its current location in 1908, and it's grown in volume size from 496 items in 1859 to over 100,000 items today. The first library, Miss Jane S. Beaton, was appointed librarian in 1864, and today, Library Director Maureen Ambrosino, library trustees and staff marched by us in the parade. And they're looking to perhaps do a renovation over at that library in the next couple of years also. So wait and see what happens with that.
Approaching Town Hall now is the Aqua String Band. The Aqua String Band of the Philadelphia Mummers has been entertaining millions of viewers across the country and around the world since 1920. This all-volunteer organization looks forward to bringing a taste of Philadelphia to the residents of Westboro. at that.
That is really neat. Look at the colors. It's awesome. They've got to be hot too, huh? Look at all those little papers in the air. That's a cool picture.
They're used to walking that far, but better them than me, I tell you.
It's long distance, that's for sure.
All right, that's the Aqua String Band of the Mummers.
I think we've got the Armstrong Parent Group float coming up right now. And again, the Armstrong Parent Group are a group of parent volunteers, and they raise money through a lot of different school activities to support schools' enrichment programs. And they're the Armstrong Blue Jays. I don't know if we mentioned Fales is the Fales Hedgehogs. Armstrong is the Armstrong Blue Jays, and they seem to be having a very good time. Look at them with the feathers, really cute.
Nice.
Handing out a little candy. I'm sure the kids are liking that.
And now coming across is the Westboro High School robotics team. Team 4048, aka Red Shift, is the Westboro High robotics team. Today the team is marching with some robots from a previous first robotics competition. That's big in the schools.
It is really big. Those robotics competitions are really incredible. This one is the Frisbee thrower. In case people don't know, they participate in these robotics competitions at the beginning of the year. I believe it's January.
Yep.
There's an announcement about what the challenge is for this year. And then the kids have to figure out, after hours and hours and hours, how to accomplish whatever the...
if you've ever been to one of those competitions, it's like the Super Bowl, Mardi Gras, all wrapped into one.
It is really amazing, really amazing. Sometimes they have to throw a ball or get the ball through a hoop. They just have some challenge put forth to them, and then the kids at the high school work so hard to pull that together. We've got Skyrise coming up right now. Skyrise Theater is a unique theater for kids ages 5 to 18 and has served Westboro and neighboring towns for 7 years. This float is set to look like a stage for their 2017 All-Star cast. Their exclusive Disney princesses are marching with them. And there's a bunch of Westboro kids there, including a few kids who have taken Westboro TV camps, video camps over the years here. So neat to see them out there.
Look at this. They're going to perform
Do
for
a little
us.
performance. Go, we got a bonus performance. Crowd liked that one, huh? That's great stuff. I recognize some of those Westboro kids in there. Westboro High School kids as the princesses, and nice performance. Skyrise Theater, really nice.
Okay, coming up, Mill Pond School.
Wow.
Mill Pond School is celebrating the 300th anniversary with the National School of Character Award.
They've won this award on several occasions, Brian, and first under Principal Renee Hatherley, who's been instrumental in the 300th parade and activities this year. And such a treat to have that award given to them again last year. Very prestigious, and they were thrilled about that. And what a beautiful float. Nice work by them.
That's impressive.
Of course, Mill Pond School houses our 4th, 5th, and 6th graders, and there are just about 900 students in that school now. That school was built in the early 2000s, 2004, I believe, 2003. And we've got the grade 5 soccer team coming by. These guys have been playing soccer all the way down the road. I don't know how the coaches have managed to keep them in line, but these boys are now 6th grade, and last year when they were the 5th grade team, they won the Bays 2017 Division II President's Cup. And today they're out there with their coaches showing off their President's Cup, and I'm sure thrilled to be here. Westboro Lasers has a lot of teams that play and a lot of kids that participate in that.
Now coming up, the Wooster Men of Song. Men of Song is the Wooster chapter of the Barbershop Harmony Society and has been performing as a chorus with their barbershop quartets for over 60 years. Nice. I hope we can get this audio. They sound great.
They do. Hoping we're picking that up.
The Harvey family with some of their antique cars.
Wow, that was awesome. The barbershop I almost said quartet.
And some more from E.L. Harvey. While we celebrate Westboro's 300, let's also recognize E.L. Harvey and Sons as one of the oldest businesses in town. Founded in 1911, E.L. Harvey and Sons is a 4th-generation family-owned environmental company that is involved in waste removal and recycling. They have several vehicles here. State-of-the-art.
Coming through.
And if you haven't seen one of these red trucks going through town,
you haven't been looking.
Then you haven't been looking because
they sure do go through town. But great to have them participating here.
And they've done so much for the community in terms of their recycling efforts and Harvey's Farm and Garden.
Yeah, Harvey's Farm and Garden coming behind them. It's located in the heart of Westboro and is a 6th-generation family farm, garden center, and gift barn that's run by father and daughter, Jim and Emily Harvey, and that's Emily waving out the window. And Westboro TV is so lucky this year. Again, in honor of the 300th, we went over there and they had an event that we got to film and learned all about the history of the farm. And it was just a real nice thing for them to do in honor of the 300th and let people come in and see the working farm.
Great. Next in line is Matthew Newton Sotheby's International Realty. Matthew Newton Sotheby's is a leading real estate brokerage firm in Westboro. Matthew Newton Sotheby's can help you with all of your real estate needs.
They're located right next to us at Westboro TV,
right,
so we see those guys a lot. Really nice group of people over there. We love having them as our neighbors.
Okay, and following close behind, let them catch up a little bit.
Sure.
Finally catch a breather.
A little bit.
Central One Federal Credit Union. Central One Federal Credit Union is owned by its membership, founded in 1952 as an occupational-based credit union for the employees of the New England electric system. They have grown into one of the largest federal credit unions in Central Mass.
And you know, I've got to say, another group that does a lot in the community, including that they have our youth and family services offices located there while the Forbes building is under renovation, which is just real nice of them to let that group there and several groups in town who have meetings at the Central One building and use their meeting space, which is, again, just a nice community partner.
Some kind of monkey or a squirrel or a
Yeah,
rat?
they've got a squirrel. He's a squirrel. We've got Nurse Farm coming next. Established, look at that, really, really beautiful float they put together with the mums and all. They were established in 1722 and has been farmed by the Nurse family, Nurse, for almost 3 centuries. And today, the 140-acre farm is the 10th oldest continuously operating family business in the country. Currently, 8th and 9th generation members of the Nurse family are directly involved in the farm. And they're always at the farmer's market, and what a great place.
All right, next in line from Cambridge, Mass., the Hot Tamale Brass Band. creates an exciting musical excursion into New Orleans, land of colorful Mardi Gras parades and second line traditions.
That's a lot of fun.
And following close behind is Stonefire Outdoor Living. This is an impressive float. Stonefire Outdoor Living specializes in outdoor living spaces and masonry design. They design, build, and install outdoor kitchens, fireplaces, wood-fired ovens, and patios. Happy birthday, Westboro, from Stonefire Outdoor Living. And I guess we're going to get some more from the hot tamales.
It's good with me. Trying to get everybody dancing.
Stonefire heading out again.
And Stonefire is located out on Route 9, but a lot of people will recognize them. They have a pizza truck that every once in a while they make all that Stonefire pizza, and it's been located downtown.
How about that?
And so that's Tim is calling for a pizza. Tim loves that pizza. He's cooking it up right now. Joe up there cooking up a pizza. They do some amazing stonework there. I have friends, you go into their backyard and it's all done with the Stonefire Outdoor Living. We've got a video bank next. A video bank, people are going to love this. They, I believe, have some puppies and dogs here. That's what they were supposed to. We'll see. Maybe the puppies and dogs have to stay home. But they're celebrating their 10th anniversary, and they have their mascot Max on the float with the video employees marching along, and they're partnered with Buddy Dog and trying to highlight Woofstock. That's on September 24th in Hudson. Have some kids disappointed. I don't think they brought the dogs.
Oh,
but, you know, a video, we moved in their building. So I want to give a shout out to a video who gave Westboro TV a very nice deal on the building downtown. And we have taken that and
we're really honored.
We're really honored.
Our permanent home now.
You got it.
And following close behind is the VCA Westboro Animal Hospital. VCA Westboro has been a veterinary hospital in Westboro for over 50 years with 30 employees. I've taken my dogs and cats there over the years, and they've always done very well.
Love it.
So all of these floats that are coming through are part of our Westboro Values, our business community. And now coming up, we have Remax Best Choice. Remax Best Choice is a residential real estate brokerage firm serving Westboro since 1995. It's wonderful that so many of these businesses have long-standing roots within the town.
It's really great.
And they provide their hot air balloon every chance they get.
That's right. Once in a while, we've seen it down on Bay State Commons, rising above the center of town. It gives you a really neat view of the center of town if you're ever able to get up in it during one of the events, whether it's a Rotary Spring Festival or Arts in Common. Of course, Arts in Common is coming up here in Westboro later this month. I think a lot of people haven't been thinking about that yet because they've been focused on the parade.
Do you know the date on that?
I do. It's coming up on September 23rd, Saturday, and that's held down at Bay State Commons, which is, of course, the old Bay State parking lot, which is now a beautiful green downtown. All right, who do we have coming next here? Westboro Senior Center. It's a beautiful float. Westboro Senior Center has been in operation since 1989, and they have a full staff providing services and activities to Westboro seniors. It's wonderful. You know, we have a show that we do every month on the what's going on at the Westboro Senior Center, and that's hosted by Bill and Carol LaPrade. They do a great job for us.
All right, passing us now is Human's Ice Cream. Human's Ice Cream is driving their custom-made 30-person hayride wagon. Oh, that's coming up, but their old-fashioned car has just passed us.
Yeah, that's the 1922 fully restored, all-original Ford Model T Depot hack kettle corn truck. That's a mouthful. If you haven't had their kettle corn, I would suggest trying it.
Did they?
It is delicious.
Apparently they didn't have the tractor with the cow, the trailer with the cow, so.
Must have taken a turn.
Hopefully it didn't get hit earlier in the parade.
Looks like we have High Hill Farm coming right now.
Okay.
High Hill Farm was established in 1947, is Westboro's oldest retailer of agricultural products, first with eggs and poultry, then vegetables, and now with ornamental horticulture. High Hill Farm has been owned by townies for 70 years and patronized by townies. Today there are 3 generations participating in that float. Oh boy, here comes Dairy Queen. So Westboro Dairy Queen has been serving delicious ice cream since 1960. Today their mascot is Curly, and joined by a few of the awesome queens who serve you ice cream with a smile. And you know, we're right around the corner from them.
Yes.
So we get some of that sometimes.
So next is Lowe's Variety. Lowe's Variety has been a mainstay in downtown Westboro, next door to Blois's Drugstore from 1948 till 1989. And Lowe's sold everything from beer and wine, hot dog and cold sandwiches, groceries, frozen foods, deli meat, milk and bread. And more than that, a town meeting occurred in the back room. Today the family operates Lowe's Variety and Meat Shop in Northborough.
And I'm sure you spent some time at Lowe's Variety growing up.
I certainly did, but not in the back room. I was too young.
No, love it. I think Scott used to go down there to buy hot balls. My husband, Scott Henderson, who grew up in town also. It's great that Lowe's was part of this. Good that they came in so many years in Westboro and now over in Northborough. Here comes the Kiltie Band, right, Brian?
Yeah, the Wooster Kiltie Band, founded in 1916, is one of the oldest pipe bands in the U.S. Under the direction of Pipe Major David Methven and Drum Sergeant Colum Lunt, the band performs throughout New England, Canada, and Scotland, and wears the modern Scott tartan. As you can see, there's a young man there in the front row.
Look at that. How neat.
Impressive.
A little guy. How old do you think he is?
I
Maybe
would say
6,
he's probably
7?
6 or 7.
Wow.
He can barely lift the pipes.
Oh, there's another youngster behind us.
They're going to perform for us.
Multi-generational here.
We actually got a group to stop on cue.
There you go.
We'll take a listen to them. Very nice, very nice. That's the Wooster Kiltie Band.
It's beautiful.
Outstanding.
Great. Awesome.
Following close behind is the Hot Set Hair Studio. Hot Set Hair Studio empowers people to rock their own hairstyle. Today's float features Pamela Flint Doobie and her team showcasing their skills.
And I'm going to take a time out because we've been joined by Renee Hatherley. And of course, Renee has been instrumental in making this parade happen. Rini, how is it going so far today?
Yeah, there are really no words to describe how I'm feeling right now. I mean, we came down at the start of the parade, you know, riding on the Yeoman's hay wagon, and the reaction from the crowd for us was fantastic. And I have now been walking back from the end of the parade and getting to see the parade behind us, and I'm in awe. I mean, after months and months of planning this and, you know, signing up the different groups and getting it to see it come to life, it's kind of like having a child. It's just fantastic. We're just so proud of everything that's happening today.
It's awesome. I'm going to take a quick time out to say that Ferris Farm Flowers is going by, and it's been a florist down here on the Rotary for the past 25 years, specializing in a wide range of themes. Ferris and her team create stunning pieces from traditional English floral to the most exciting contemporary designs. We've got 32 years of design experience and can add that special floral touch to really any occasion.
Before that was Salmon Healthcare. Just want to give out a shout to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Salmon Healthcare, and of course that's the Willows is part of that, and we do a show, Seniors on the Move, with Karen McKenzie and the Willows, and they're well-respected senior living and healthcare choice here in Westboro.
And just passing us now is Meridian Associates, provides land development, renewable energy, and sustainability assessment consulting services to corporate, commercial, industrial, institutional, and public clients. The Westboro office employs 38 people. It's great.
I'm going to quickly do Mugford's, and then we can maybe take a break to talk to Rini again. But Mugford's Flower Shop is up next. Oldest flower shop in Westboro, established in 1963, and is a self-serve farm stand selling organic flowers. They've been voted the best flower shop in town for many years, and farm fresh flowers all season long. We've got Volaris Martial Arts headed by us next. They're located right in the Westboro Rotary, and they've been in town since 1981. They offer exciting, life-changing classes for kids and adults. And do a little bit of a presentation here for us you guys can tune into, and we'll start talking to Rini again when all our antique cars are going by. So you can hear us talk about the parade a bit more.
Do we have the list of antique cars in this packet? I don't.
I don't think you do.
We got to see a performance by the Volaris Martial Arts at the Family Fun Day over at Chauncey earlier this summer. They really do some amazing work. We've seen them perform a few times now. So as the antique cars come by, let's get back to talking to Rini about the parade. Any last-minute emergencies, or things went okay at the start? How were things this morning? Because, of course, we were down here and didn't get to see that ourselves. We had somebody up there with a camera, but let us know.
Overall, I think it went very well. We had a couple of minor little issues, but they were resolvable, and nobody lost their cool, which was great. It was a lot of running around, but everybody was on their phone. We were calling all the people that we work with, and things came together.
It's great. Remind us again how many units total we have going?
Total, there are probably 9 units, because we are considering the Shriners and the University of Massachusetts Marching Band as separate units. And in addition to that, we had another 7.
Okay, great. And how many separate, not performances, but floats and marchers and all were there?
Units? And a unit could range from, you know, a couple of people in an automobile to something the size of the UMass Marching Band. There were probably, you know, it fluctuated a little bit right up to the end, but I would say 135.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yep. And you had them, of course, all staging for people that aren't here, all staging on various roads on the western side of town.
Yep.
So were you running around this morning, street to street, checking in on things?
We were doing that, and my chairman of the parade committee, Roberta Brown, she was all over the place. She was in that golf cart, and she was tooling up and down Old Colony and Old Norse and Samuel Forbush, and you know. So I think that Roberta managed to get up every single staging route,
Check
which was
everybody out.
incredible.
And of course, the Civic Club helping you with the staging. Talk about that a little bit.
We could not have done this without the help of the Civic Club. They were fantastic. They were out there in their red shirts, in their clipboards, and really, you know, it was a group effort, and all of these people made it happen. And because of them and their presence and our committee, things went off pretty smoothly. And I'm impressed now watching it, just seeing it move along. It was kind of hard to imagine how it was all going to happen, but it did, and it's terrific.
It's awesome. So many smiling faces, Rini. I mean, both the people participating in the parade itself and the people on the sidelines here, if you will.
Exactly.
It was so neat driving down Main Street today and seeing everybody set up early. I'll tell you, there was a buzz amongst all the families I know saying, get down there if you want to get your space. But you had crowds the whole length of the street. Any estimate on crowd size? You don't know yet?
I am terrible at that.
Yeah.
I'm the wrong person to ask. Certainly there have got to be thousands of people here if you go from the start to the end. It really, really started to get very, very thick and crowded as we approached the center of town. I would say around the country club area.
Yep.
There were people, there were definitely people prior to that, but then it just got amazing, you know, and all the parties and balloons and everything. It's a trip.
Right. It was, I know, again, just talking to people, there were a lot of people trying to figure out where they would set up today because there were so many different people having yard parties and all, you know, turning into a real community event, which I thought was awesome. I've loved that, too, in terms of the community. It's really brought together senior citizens in town, the young kids in town, families, people, you know, all live in the apartments all downtown coming out this morning to participate. So just great. Anybody else you want to, we went through and thanked a lot of people. Is there anybody in particular that we want to do a shout out to or has helped out in some way?
I don't even know where to begin. There are so many. Certainly to Roberta Brown for chairing the parade committee. We had some great supportive people on our parade committee. Polly Thayer, Sally Peterson, Bob Ullman. I don't want to forget anybody.
Sure.
Peggy Yankee. I could go on and on. They know who they are.
Yep. We're going to take.
Okay, so coming through now is Pickering Funeral Home.
Wow,
and
look
the Westboro
at that.
Funeral Homes are a merger of two long-standing traditions in Westboro. The Rand Harper Pickering Funeral Home was established in 1880 and has been at its present location since 1925. The Britton Summers Funeral Home was established in 1956. In 2008, David Pickering merged the two businesses to form the Westboro Funeral Homes. The funeral homes are independently owned and operated by the Pickering family. What an interesting horse-drawn hearse.
Really neat, really neat. Well, it was so great of you to join us, Rini. That actually worked out perfectly for us. I'm hoping we get to talk to Roberta after. We have had a few people stop by, so as you see people, if they want to come over and say hi and talk to us, that would be great. We did get some interviews. You happened to see our interviewer at the beginning of the parade or the end of the parade? Did you see Talia and the camera out there?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yep, she's been around.
That's great. That's great.
I had a few moments with her, too. So
okay, great.
fantastic.
Yeah, she's a Mill Pond student.
Yes.
You know that? So, and Mill Pond School of Character went by. And so, of course,
that was a highlight for me because obviously I knew everybody on the float, and there were lots of, you know, high fives and hand slaps. And Jeff Slomsky, assistant principal at Mill Pond, who I worked with for quite a few years, he actually had the kids do their Mill Pond cheer for me.
Oh,
so
great.
That was a highlight for me.
Of course, yeah, because you retired a few years ago now. What year?
This is my 5th year out.
It is, wow.
Yeah, the beginning of my 5th year out. I can't even believe it.
And you haven't been busy doing anything, I guess.
Nothing. No, now I do parades.
I love it. It was so great to talk to you. Thank you for all of this and for stopping by.
Thanks, Kim.
And have a good rest of your day.
I
sure
will.
We'll be seeing
I'm going to watch and walk
down
the street.
Good.
Thank
All right,
you.
great. Thanks. All right, Brian, you better introduce this one.
Well, this is the Quick Farm Cow.
I mean, what a landmark. Talk to people so they know what this was, Brian.
Well, this was up at Quick Farms on Adams Street, and you couldn't. It's huge, and you couldn't
literally
go by
and figuratively
without seeing that. So, and it was moved many years ago when Quick's burnt down, and now it's over in Hopkinton. It looks like.
I can't believe they managed to find it
And it looks like it's been restored pretty well, too.
It does, you know, so I heard a lot of people talking about whether or not it was going to fit under the bridge.
Oh.
So the cow might actually be taking a turn into Bay State Commons area, which will be disappointing to anybody that is at the end of the parade.
Well, I'm sure Chief Gordon would like to cap off his career with saying he got the cow stuck under the railroad bridge, but maybe
That's
not.
Great. All right.
Okay, now we're moving into the community organizations unit.
Yeah, and we're going to start out with the Civic Club, and I have a lot to say about the Civic Club, but one of the major sponsors of this year's 300th celebration and leading the community organizations division. It's a 1948 F1 green pickup truck with a lit Christmas tree in the back. Is it lit? It's hard to tell. But followed by the Hendricks family, Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus, in a 1963 Monterey convertible. A large banner on the truck reads, "Happy 300th Anniversary, Westboro." They're a charitable organization in town established over 40 years ago for the sole purpose of benefiting the town of Westboro and its residents. The club is comprised of civic-minded men and women from all walks of life who derive satisfaction from personal participation in fundraising activities in a dynamic, social, community-based organization.
Very nice. Now approaching is the Tony Berry Band, directed by an 87-year-old big band sax player and crooner from Saugus, Mass. The Tony Berry Band is a small but loud. With trumpets and trombones, they play, march, and walk at their own pace. This band plays service songs as well as patriotic songs. We'll let them have at it.
That was great.
And coming up next is, I'm going to read it, Morley's Dog Men's Ice Hockey. This men's hockey league team, Morley's Dog, is based in Westboro. The float aims to showcase ice hockey and its importance to our community, both in youth sports and in adult leagues.
You got a lot of Westboro kids there.
I like the saying, winter is coming, for those Game of Thrones fans.
That's great. And these kids playing hockey all the way down.
Wow.
I see a lot of Westboro kids in there, lots of those hockey players. So that's some good practice all the way down with that hockey puck. We've got the Republican Town Committee coming next. The Westboro Republicans float features an elephant. Note that my notes say not a real elephant.
That's right, not a real one.
The symbol of the GOP and Uncle Sam, the symbol of the United States. The marchers are members of the town committee, which is led by Jim Hatherley. Happens to be husband to
State Rep Hannah Kane has joined us.
There you go, marching
so
with those GOP.
We got all the big guns out to Westboro's 300th anniversary.
Aiden, do you think you could get Hannah over here? Should you go get Hannah? That'd be great.
We're going to see if we can catch Hannah for a few words.
Sure. I think that, to see, there goes Dick Passler. Giving him a wave.
That elephant looks surprisingly real, too.
It sure does. And Dick was former teacher in the Westboro schools and a veteran, and here with the Republican Town Committee. And it's so nice. Hannah Kane's going to join us for a minute. She's our representative.
Have her step up.
Can step right on up, Hannah. So great. You good?
Thank you.
Great to see you. So welcome to Hannah Kane, who's here. Hannah, how is the parade going so far? She's our representative, of course, for Westboro. How are you doing so far?
The parade is awesome. I've been all the way through it. Representative Dykema and Representative Gregoire and I walked together, and then I ran back to catch up with the Westboro Republican Town Committee.
That's awesome.
I've been able to see a lot of the amazing floats going by as I ran back.
Yeah, pretty neat.
It's tremendous, and there's so many people out on the route, and I've seen a lot of people from other communities as well who've come out to Westboro today to watch the parade, which is terrific.
It's awesome. Love to hear it. Well, thanks for saying hi. We just wanted you to stop by real quick. We'll let you keep handing out your necklaces and catch up with your group.
Thank you, guys.
You're going to have done a lot of miles back and forth. Thanks, Hannah. That's great.
So we had the Siloam Lodge pass, the New Liberty Jazz Band pass, and this is Central Community Grange passing through some of our community organizations that really make Westboro what it is, the great diversity in various things. And now Rotary Club.
Yeah, Rotary Club, and they're moving fast here. We've got the Rotarians coming by. Westboro TV does a lot with the Rotary, and Rotarians are really people of action, committed to making a difference and to service above self. The Rotary Club of Westboro was formed in 1969 and is over 60 members strong. It's got a real strong group in there. It's hard to be in an event where you don't see at least one of these guys. Oh, little girl giving a kid a hug on the side there. But these guys are involved in just about everything that's going on in town. They're always out there and making a difference.
Is that your kid?
That was.
Stealing the hearts of the young ladies?
That's right. That was my son getting a hug. To like that, my little 12-year-old. So
right.
There goes the Rotary waving to us as they go by in the DPW truck.
Mexico, Lindo? No.
So we're a little bit out of order, so not sure who's coming by right now. But you can watch and enjoy this float. Looks like it's the Bhakti Center. I unfortunately don't have information for you about them, but I like their float. We like surprise floats.
Yeah.
That works for us.
What's important is they came out.
That's right.
So making its way down Main Street is the Knights of Columbus. The John Boyle O'Reilly Council, number 85, Knights of Columbus. Principles are charity, unity, fraternity, and patriotism. They have been hosting the Westboro Thanksgiving dinner for 47 years at their facility on
Willow Street.
Willow Street.
Yep.
So much for remembering my streets here in town.
That's right. You know how to get there.
I know how to
Maybe
get there.
not the
I don't
street
know what
name.
it looks like, but I know it, or I know it when I see it.
That's great.
And here's their float.
We go 123 years of serving.
And they've got a
St.
mariachi,
Luke
and they've got a
Westboro.
mariachi band as well. So I'm going to say that that's the Mexico Lindo Mariachi Band. The Mexico Lindo Mariachi Band serves as an ambassador for Mexico's beautiful, joyful, and romantic music.
Really great.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice.
So we're about 2 hours into the parade. It's about 3:10 p.m. The sun is starting to move across the sky. And we're in Your Shoes. In Your Shoes started in March of 2008 with 11 members and is growing. They give back to those in Westboro who are in need. What more could you ask for?
I'm telling you, it's a great organization. Find a lot of small projects and make a big difference in some lives.
And now approaching us is the Westboro Athletic and Social Association. Since 1935, WASA, the Westboro Athletic and Social Association, has been dedicated to supporting Westboro youth in their academic and athletic endeavors. In the last 10 years, WASA has donated over $100,000 to support our local youth, including providing $30,000 in college scholarships to our promising young Westboro high school students.
I'm telling you, there's WASA, always a party with WASA. Of course, they do their turkey shoot every year. They actually have the turkey shoot usually down at the Knights of Columbus Hall. Some waves.
And here comes the Westboro Lions Club. Since 1994, the Westboro Lions Club has faithfully put into action the Lions motto: we serve by supporting sight, hearing, and community causes. Marching today are current Lions and officers, including President Angelo Cavalieri and past District 33A Governor Babe Manini, who was driving the Sight Mobile. That's interesting.
I believe we had maybe some members of the Grafton Lions Club as well.
Okay.
Might have participated in that.
I wonder if this is them on the Haunted Woods Hayride coming up, but now we have a little bit of space in between floats.
You know, they said it was going to get cloudy this afternoon. Not very cloudy. Brian and I are baking nicely in the sun.
Nicely,
I think that another 2 hours in this, and I will be fully done.
Our valiant crew of Aiden Horgan, Tim Novak, Cam Maluski,
James Somerville, and
are still at it.
Talia Bidar are out on the street somewhere.
They have not passed out yet.
Still at it. And the crowds are all still here.
The crowds are still here.
You, nobody's going anywhere. There's lots of food trucks around. Let's see what we have here. Is it the Grafton Lions Club? It sure is.
Okay, I'll take that. Grafton Lions Club. Haunted Woods Hayride since 1955. The Grafton Lions Club has been serving the needs of Grafton and beyond. The Haunted Woods Hayride is a major fundraiser. This float entitled Monsters Under the Bed is one of the many scenes from this year's ride, taking place October 20 and 21. Come join us.
Oh boy, here comes Roberta. Get Roberta up here. Watch your step coming up, Roberta.
Okay, careful on the wires.
Here we go. Put that on. How are you doing? Here we go. Gonna get that? All right. Stay right here. All right, good. We're going to...
Let's get the community chorus.
We are. We're going to get the community chorus, and we've got Roberta Brown here, who we will talk to in a moment.
Thank you.
Good.
All right, great. But let's introduce the community chorus before they get here. So while we're talking with Roberta, we know who's coming next. We've got the community chorus founded in 1971 with Faith Newark as its director. Deborah Lukey has now been the director for 15 years, and the community chorus is a nonprofit organization that provides music scholarships for Westboro middle and high school children in their private music instructions. And Westboro TV gets to cover. I'm going to stop so you can hear them singing.
They're going to perform for us.
A little performance from the community chorus.
Very nice, very nice. Woo! It's the Westboro Community Chorus.
It's really just great. They do a couple of different concerts each year. really nice.
That was nice.
About that. I want to interrupt him, but we get to cover their concerts over the course of the year, and they're always looking for new members, and it's a lot of fun to be in that group. You can tell they're always having a great time. I want to get to Roberta because I'm sure she has places to go. I'm going to quickly tell you the Mendon Brothers of Brush are going by, nonprofit community organization dedicated to improving and promoting public spirit and cooperation in the community through fundraising and volunteerism. It was founded in 1967 to celebrate Mendon's 300th. They provided support to local organizations, families, and individuals in Mendon and the surrounding towns. And the Westboro Women's Club is going by. We've got Westboro Women's Club celebrating 100 years of service to the town with the Rabies Clinic, high school scholarships, sponsor of the Women in Science Conference, and the Mass Star Leadership Program. Their main fundraiser is the popular Holiday House Tour. And then maybe we can do this one more and then talk to Roberta.
Sure, the Westboro Garden Club is passing by now. They're celebrating 85 years of beautifying our wonderful town.
Wow, it's
beautiful. The
beautiful.
club continues their commitment to community beautification, education, and scholarship. The Garden Club is honored to plant and maintain 4 veterans memorials, as well as 8 community garden sites. Awesome work.
Awesome. I want to get to Roberta. Roberta, congratulations, first and foremost. And I want to know, how are you feeling?
I think I'm overwhelmed.
You're
I didn't
overwhelmed.
realize how many bands and acts that I got with my team. I mean, I'm overwhelmed, and they're fabulous. I mean,
it's been amazing. It
has been amazing.
So have you been all over? Tell us about your morning a little bit.
I have been all over with the golf cart that I never drove in my life, and I mastered
now you're an
it.
expert.
Now I'm a mastered it, but I can't believe I'm just so overwhelmed with all the people and the community. And we started it as Pride and Community Service.
Yep.
And then what happened, when I got on it, I got my best friend Cecilia Temple, and we started with a small group of us, with my husband, her husband, Kevin Keeler. We all had our little spots, and then it grew and grew and grew, and then we got the logistics team, and I got my little sidekick Lois.
I love it. We'll have to talk to Lois too. I'm gonna make sure everybody knows we're listening to the Middlesex County Volunteers Fife and Drum. So I'm gonna be quiet for a minute and let them play so people can hear them, and then we'll get back to you.
Oh, absolutely.
Really good. They were dressed in 1779 uniform of the Continental Arm, the Middlesex County Volunteers Fife and Drums. Music spans over many years. The group performs as an average of 40 times a year at venues such as Boston's Harbor Fest, with the Boston Pops on the Esplanade and Symphony Hall, and Tanglewood. How about that? Next, we've got the Democratic Town Committee coming in. Democrats Supporting Democracy is honoring 3 members for their long service as town election workers. Honorees are Betty Salvador, Joan Pavolis, and Gibbs Mitchell.
Project Just Because, following in, Project Just Because of Hopkinton has been helping families in need all across Massachusetts for the past 18 years. They support Westboro's backpack program and thank the town for all your support.
That's great. And lastly, in this group, we have the She's Late rock band. She's Late is a high-energy original acoustic rock band from Central Mass, formed by Westboro High graduates Ron Roy. She's Late can be seen playing throughout the Northeast. And while they maybe play for us a little bit, I'm going to get back to Roberta. So it's been a crazy morning. You've been all the way through the parade, and then have come back and forth the entire time.
And my little sidekick, Rainey Hatherley, I couldn't do it without her.
She was saying the same thing about you. She's just here.
She is definitely my angel when it comes to this. We work diligently together. She's like a big sister to me, and we did it so well, and with the committee, with everybody standing behind us and the logistics team, we all came together. And I couldn't ask for a better team.
It's great. It's great.
I
Great
really
team.
can.
And what a day. How about this?
Oh, I know. What a beautiful day.
You also ordered up the weather. So
Yes.
it's impressive, Roberta.
I did. You know what?
We all thank you.
I have a direct line to God himself. What do you think?
That worked well.
That's it.
I want to quickly recognize that was the Methodist Church, I believe, going by us. Is that who that was?
Yeah, no, this is coming up now. We're moving into our diversity.
Here we go, the diversity.
Westboro celebrates our diversity. Floats and marches representing our churches and temples make up the majority of this division. We will also see beautiful presentation by the India Society of Wooster and enjoy the music of the Patriots Brass Band.
So we've got the FUMC here, led by Pastor John Taylor. It's an active and welcoming church with plenty of outreach opportunities for all. They invite people to join them for worship every Sunday morning. And of course, they're involved in that ASP Appalachian Service Project, which is comprised of high school youth who travel to rural Appalachia each summer, repairing homes to make them safer, warmer, and drier. In the past 25 years, thousands of Westboro youth and adults have made trips, lived in communities, and worked on hundreds of homes. And hundreds, literally hundreds of Westboro teens and parents took off this summer to go down and participate in the ASP.
And behind them, we have St. Luke's Catholic Church. St. Luke Evangelist Church is the Roman Catholic community serving the people of Westboro since 1870. St. Luke's Church strives to serve its neighbors with great love, compassion, and care. St. Luke's extensive outreach programs serve many people in our town and beyond.
I'm going to go back to Roberta because I want to let her go. She's never stood still this long in her entire life.
No.
But I want any final thoughts on the day or the experience?
I'm overwhelmed. I am excited that we created this for our hometown of Westboro. I mean, this is my hometown for 3 generations, and I am so thrilled to see the turnout and the awesome bands that we set out to hire, and the beautiful Clydesdales horses and everything. I'm overwhelmed, and the team that I was working with was outstanding. I couldn't do it without them.
Awesome.
The steering committee, my little sidekick over there, she'll come and say something.
I love it. I love it.
But I love my town of Westboro, and I love the people in it. And you know, it started from my dad, and it took me from where I am today, and I'm going to continue serving our beautiful town of Westboro as long as I live.
Thank you, Roberta. Thanks for the parade.
Karen.
Thanks for
Thank
all
you,
your
Brian.
work. And you can move on along and get back to moving and shaking and grooving. That would be great. That would be great. Thank you. Thanks so much. Careful of yourself here.
Okay, we've also seen St. Stephen's Church, the Congregational Church.
Yep.
And now, let's see, Congregation B'nai Shalom and Beth Tikva Synagogue. And I'll just say quickly, the Jewish community of Westboro is served by 2 congregations, Congregation B'nai Shalom and Beth Tikva Synagogue. Westboro has become a hub of Jewish life in Central Mass because of the vibrancy of these 2 congregations. Well done there.
That's great. And so quickly, who's joining me at the stand here?
Lois Tapner.
But our friend Lois. It's great to see you, Lois. Roberta kept referring to you as her sidekick, but I knew you were involved in this. How's it been going so far today, Lois?
Well, I'm just absolutely overwhelmed. I first came on the committee in 2014, and we all had many ideas, and it grew. It grew. It was like somebody put the pebble in, and it just grew. The community, the businesses, the people have been so responsive. When I got on the float, I was almost feeling very, very emotional.
Oh, sure.
Everybody is saying thank you, thank you, thank you. It's certainly a highlight, and I feel so privileged to live in a community that is so well supported by everything that we have that's good.
Oh, it's just so well said. That's exactly the feeling that we've had when we're down here today, and it's so nice of you to stop by and say hi. And I want you to be able to continue to enjoy the parade. Thanks for all your work on that, and what a glorious day.
It is.
Really appreciate it.
And thank you for your interview time.
Really appreciate it. Thanks, Lois. Now be careful getting down here.
Okay, we got,
There's Roberta coming back for you, and Aiden helping Lois down. There we go. Thank you, Roberta. Thank you, Lois.
So before we saw the Coachman's Legacy coming by, Coachman's Legacy provides horseback riding lessons and training at Acorn Acres, located on the Westboro-Upton town line. Riding and leading horses in the parade is the McCoskrie family with their horses, Goblin, Spot, and the miniature horse Sneakers. So we have a little bit of time before the next float meanders up West Main Street.
And we did, in amongst all of those various churches, religious institutions going through town, we did have St. Stephen's, which is the St. Stephen's Episcopal Church.
Yeah.
Has had a thriving presence in Westboro since 1898, with members from a wide variety of backgrounds, ethnic heritages, ages, religious histories, and political views. And they'd like everyone to know all are welcome and recognized as fellow children of God. We had the Congregational Church who came by. You might have seen them with the boat. They have its roots in the First Church of Westboro, established in 1724. Its history mirrors the early development of our town, and with the mission statement of open doors and growing faith, their float on a mission highlighted the many missions sponsored by the church.
So now, Karen, coming up, here's a real treat. It's the India Society of Wooster. Established in 1963, the India Society of Wooster is a volunteer-run, non-sectarian, non-political, non-profit organization and one of New England's most vibrant cultural associations. The ISW serves as a window to the Indian culture by hosting cultural events such as India Day and the Diwali Festival, along with participating in Spiritual of Shrewsbury Parade and Asian Festival. So they have a big float.
Look at that.
And it's full. And a lot of folks trailing behind.
I know.
This is another one of the organizations that Westboro TV has been involved with filming some of their events. I just remind everyone that if someone has an event going on, we'd love to go over and capture that and then provide it through our Westboro TV channels for the rest of the public to enjoy. Not everybody gets to all of the events, and it sure is nice to be able to share it with the rest of the community. We do that on Westboro TV, on Verizon, channels 24, 26, and 28, and on Charter, channels 191, 192, and 194. Those are our public education and government channels. And of course, everything available out on westborotv.org. Again, for anyone who is watching from afar, you can always check out westborotv.org to catch up with what's going on in the town. We really try to get to so many events. We are busy, busy, busy.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a great way for people to stay connected. I know I have people I know who are out of town and are able to peek in and see what's going on in the town and really enjoy it.
We've already had a bunch of people come up and ask us, I've got so-and-so here, I've got so-and-so there.
Exactly.
How can they see it? And we're streaming.
You
so
got
I
it.
hope you're enjoying it. And now is coming up is the Good Shepherd Lutheran Church. Good Shepherd's Float celebrates helping, caring, and sharing in Westboro, as well as the 500th anniversary of the Reformation and the legacy of Martin Luther. Good, that's nice.
Yeah, nice float. Really nice. Nice work.
And behind them is the Unitarian Universalist Church. The Unitarian Universalist congregation has been a part of Westboro since its founding. This is the Unitarian Universalist congregation welcoming all and standing on the side of love. Very nice.
There they go. Marching by. They've been doing a little bake sale on their lawn.
All right, we're coming to the end. Can you believe it?
We are. I can't believe it, actually. 3:30. So what do we got? From 1 till 3:30. That's pretty impressive.
Now, this is a treat. I'm going to start because by the time they get here, this is big.
Can we go move those people that are
This is the
standing right
UMass
there?
Marching Band approaching.
Tell these like
With 370 members.
There
UMass is the largest collegiate marching band in the Northeast, known as the Powering Class of New England. Founded in 1878, it's the only college band in the Northeast to have received the prestigious Sudler Trophy, the highest distinction for a college marching band. UMass has marched in 3 presidential inaugural parades, the 2013 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and will be marching in the upcoming Tournament of Roses Parade in Pasadena, California on New Year's Day. So here they are, just coming through in front of Westboro Town Hall, and this is going to be something.
Really, I mean, amazing. The view from right here is incredible. I need a picture of that. I need a picture. A sea of UMassers, unbelievable. It looks like it goes on forever.
Oh, wow. 370 members.
In case you can't make it to Pasadena, you'll have seen them here first. You watch them on TV come January. What an honor to get to go to the Tournament of Roses, right? Wow, as far as we can see.
I know, it's amazing.
They must stretch, so everybody knows, from Town Hall to close to the library.
Yeah, just past the library.
All the way in front of the Forbes building.
And they are taking up the entire road, the entire
got
West
it.
Main Street.
You got it, the entire width. Here they come.
There we go. Let's listen in.
That's impressive. Really neat. Wow, just watch as they go by. That's a sea of people.
You don't
Look
see
at
this
that.
too often in
No
Westboro.
way. No way. It's really cool. I need a picture.
Impressive.
Their UMass chant and all. This is cool right here with the tubas. Just really amazing.
Wow.
Be a real test of our audio skills since we're right here and they are right here. Look at them go. Well, what a fantastic conclusion.
Yeah. Let's wait till get them by a little bit. Get some of the color guard bringing up the rear.
That's right.
And then it just shows what it takes to get them here. I'm looking at at least 5 Peter Pan buses, 6, I'm told.
That's great.
Wow.
I'd heard there were a lot of families that are in the area that don't always get to see them perform and won't be able to make it out to Pasadena. So parents or grandparents that maybe have their students at UMass in the band that were going to be coming into Westboro today to get a treat to see them
that is
play.
Nice. So it looks like we have 8 buses.
About that.
Wow. You don't see this too often either. this caravan of buses going through the center of town. And with that, the Westboro 300th Anniversary Grand Parade has finally come to an end. From the 1 p.m. start, it is now 3:45, and what is that, 2
hours and 45 minutes.
4-minute parade, trying to keep track of time here. To mark this momentous occasion, it was a huge celebration with over 130 units entertaining the crowds that we've heard were unofficially estimated to be 10,000. We'll never know, but it was a lot.
Never know.
We had special honorees, floats, marchers, bands, classic vehicles, the military, our police and fire, our educators, our community organizations and businesses, and our places of worship, all helping show the pride of Westboro.
And so for anybody watching live, there is a grand concert going on down at Bay State Commons tonight to continue the celebration into the evening. There'll be food concessions, a performance by Luann Crosby, who's singing the official 100th song that she wrote in honor of Westboro's 300th birthday, as well as the Midtown Horns band playing. So folks might want to join in that fun as well.
So before we sign off, special thanks to the 300th Parade Committee, the 300th Anniversary Steering Committee, and a great many town-wide contributors. The list of people we should mention is endless.
Right.
Some of the key players include Roberta Brown, our parade chairman, Greenie Hatherley, 300th Steering Committee co-chairman, Paul Horgan, George Barrett, Dave Crandall, Sally Peterson, Polly Thayer, Peggy Yankee, Bob Yeoman, Marianne O'Connor, Wendy Mickle, Deb Ledoux, and Bill Lenane. Also a big thank you to the Westboro Civic Club for all the help they offered with the tremendous amount of logistical planning that went into getting ready for this great day.
Right, and so along those lines, thanks to the folks at Town Hall, the DPW, Chief Gordon and the police department, fire department. I mean, really, this parade would not have happened without so many people helping along the way. And not to mention all the groups who spent so much time building floats and pulling together all their marching groups. I mean, it really was fantastic. And it was just a great day at the Grand Parade. So for Westboro TV...
Well, let's not forget our own crew as well.
Oh, we'll give one more shout out to our own Westboro TV crew. We've got Aiden Horgan, Tim Novak, James Somerville, and our on-the-street reporter, Talia Bidar.
Don't forget Cam.
We got Cam Maluski back in the studio. And for Westboro TV, this has been Karen Henderson and Brian McLaughlin, bringing you Westboro's 300th Grand Parade. What an incredible day. Happy birthday, Westboro.
All right.
Good stuff. What a day.